documentary. Um, I don't know how far I got in the first one, but the part I remember was I got to the part where like people was indicating that how Diddy used to cause a lot of dramas amongst the artists in the in his camp. And he probably was the cause of why Tupac and Biggie got on alive. Basically, as well, it's like the janitor. Even I even forgot about that. The janitor lady. She said that how she was glad when he smiled at her and all that. Well, that's in the trial, obviously. But it just seemed like there was a lot of essaying going on and stuff going on. Now, Andrea Day, she definitely felt upset when when she heard that how she was assaulted while she was not um while they have given her a drug or some kind of hallucinogen to give her an outer body. And the things that was going on with Andrea, they were saying that how like the one of the ladies, I think, I don't know whether it was Cassie, that walked in on them doing what they was doing to Andrea Day. Now, um, to me, right, we've always heard that stuff goes on in the industry, Chris Brown essaying girls and all sorts of stuff. So I feel that how what this is saying, that how right some of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, especially in the music world, does be on what you call it on reported due to who the people is, because they probably pay off the the police or whoever. Now, Diddy um, was known for, seems like, setting up situations like, which is the one I gave, I think, with Biggie, when he wasn't going to certain places, he wasn't going to certain places because of the rivalry in that part of the area. And it's Diddy uh cancelled his London trip, and he also cancelled the other trip he was meant to go, and took him down to that area. Now, the thing with that is that that is so bait. I mean, we call that bait. That was so blatant. It's crazy because when he passed away, it seems like Diddy didn't care. In fact, he kind of just said that how he's paying for his own funeral kind of thing with his own money. And it just shows you that how he was never Biggie's friend in the beginning. Biggie was just seen as a dollar sign to him, and that's all they was. Seems like most of the artists were seen as a dollar sign because they never got any of the money back for all the records that they did in the past and all the other stuff. Now, it's the sad thing about it is that how though the generation has come up with these type of music people, these type of genres and stuff, right? Um, it's like most people knew what was going on, because I think Tripsies, I think, used to talk about a lot of the old artists and what used to happen with them, because I think she did a reading on Cassie's books, one of Cassie's books, and how she was treated and all that, because she was a minor at the time as well. In one part of the documentary, you see that how she is singing. I think she's singing, and she has, I think it was her boyfriend at the time that was there. Then the next time she turns up to the studio, the boyfriend was not there at the time. It seems like how he was paid off not to be around, and that's when Diddy made his move on Cassie. Um, there was another lady who he had a relationship with, and she also tells about how he used to assault her and stuff like that. So there is numbers of things that goes on in that documentary, like I said, that really stands out. Now, those of us who's from the 90s particularly, when you hear about Craig Mack, Snoop Dogg, East and West Coast. I think it's East and West Coast kind of rivalry, right? We always remember. I think even Jodeci was caught up in the middle of it too at one point. Because the artist also had beefs on the streets of West and East Coast. Um, like um like there was a lot of fear going on. um like I said, the most iconic one was the one in the hotel where Puck and others got into a fight in the hotel. I'm actually, you know what I'm gonna find as well, I'm gonna find an article on the documentary itself, because hold on, let me find, because you know me, I need the article in front of me sometimes, because I feel that how yeah, I'm just gonna find the article written on it, and there's quite a lot. Okay, it's taking so long. I think always takes long, you know. Okay, so hold on. So Diddy reportedly plans putting out a hit on 50 Cent live past the documentary. A sensational rumor has erupted across the social media alleging that Sean Diddy Combs planned to put out a hit on Curtis 50 Cent Jackson after the release of Combs' The Reckoning, the controversial Netflix documentary exclusive produced by Jackson. The allegations, which has not been submitted by any verified news outlet or law enforcement source, has nonetheless sparked a wave of speculation among the peer long standing feud and public fallout from Coombs and recent criminal convictions. As the rumour spreads, the claim remains unverified, but the climate surrounding both men has made the conversation impossible to ignore. While the allegation itself remains unverified, it has been widely circulated by the news and litigators and social media personality, fueled by the intense animosity that had defined the relationship between Combs and Jackson for years. So Combs' legal team is actively working to have an explosive Netflix series taken down. So they want to take it down, branding it a shameful hit piece of accusing Jackson of using the project to pursue a personal vendetta. So the reckoning that has sparked a rivalry. So there's another rivalry. The four-part Netflix documentary Sean Combs, The Reckoning, has proven to be the most controversial and unflinched examination of the allegations against the disgraceful mogul, covering decades of his alleged dark behavior and his real dark. Released shortly after Combs was found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, through acquitted of more serious sex trafficking and racketeering charges. The documentary release has always was always going to inflame tensions, which is not surprising. Central to the documentary, immediate controversy was the inclusion of never before seen private footage of Cohen speaking with his legal team just days before September 2024 arrest. Cohen's spokesman immediately sent a cease and desist letter to the streaming giant, alleging that the footage was stolen and unauthorized for release. And Netflix, the documentary, Alexander Stapleton, maintained that the footage was illegally obtained, and Jackson was frequently used his own social media to troll Combs during his legal saga, publicly boasted that he would doubt Combs knew the controversial videos was included. So he's just acting up. Okay, why is it going so fast? Right, let me see. Okay, the legal and public fallout. So, for the high profile, currently incarcerated figure to be linked, even through unverified rumor, to a plot against a public personality, is severe development that the police forces will undoubtedly be monitoring closely. Pardon me. All right, the scandal surrounding Combs, who is now serving a 50-month sentence for lesser charges, has already decriminated his public standing and resulted in the terminal wave of central lawsuits, which was now number more than 10 civil lawsuits against Combs related to abuse and misconduct. Oh. The circulation of the hit rumor further sensationalized the narrative, making it virtually impossible for Combs to regain the status of the music mogul, as critics suggest that the documentary marks the point of no return for his career. Well, am I not surprised? Hi, Alexander. I'm not surprised. But anyways, I want to read about that juror, because she looks like she was friends with Diddy. Okay. But there is a lot going on in that documentary alone. But like I said, in the 90s, people always knew that there was something up with Combs. This is not an unusual thing. An unusual. Yeah. Oh, hi. Oh, you're in the Netherlands now. Oh, that's good. Right. This is not an unusual thing, because like many people put like these stars up on a high thing, and then later on they find out who they are, and then it slowly, the myth that's around them slowly disappears. And that's what I think what's going on with Diddy's situation. Now, the new Diddy documentary on Netflix this revealed the drama behind the scenes during the court trial, and some people have been accusing the janitor 160 of being biased towards Diddy. Sean Combs' The Reckoning came out on Netflix last week and showed new details of Diddy trial, including the interviews of the two janitors who were involved in the case. Janitor 160, whose real name remains private, has been getting lots of criticism for allegedly being biased from people who watched the documentary. All right. So from Biggie to 122, I even like day 26. I wasn't a personal fan of his, but in general, the music said. She added when she were in the room and we came to an agreement. Oh, you must have paid her off for little money. We came to an agreement. And we are only saying that he's guilty for 2 counts. My words exactly. Oh shit. People on social media were not impressed by the Janitor 160's knowledge of Diddy and Bad Boy Records. So Janitor 160 isn't a fan, but she recognizes Diddy's head nod from the making the band. One person on X said. So Janitor 160 was definitely a fan. You can name all the bad boy artists you weren't a fan of. Diddy, all right, said another person. A photo that claimed to show Diddy and Janitor 160, which is what I have on my post right now, and Facebook, which seemed to prove that she was biased in Diddy's case. But now an LA based writer named Winter Marshall Ralphberg has been forward and identified herself as person in the picture with Diddy. So she was a fan. She replied to another post. Oh, I have to phone him back. Must be my teacher. She replied to another post sharing the vital photos, saying, I'm not a janitor, I'm 160. This is my photo. Please delete this post. The janitor 160 has chosen to stay unnamed in the middle of the backlash and doesn't have a public social media presence. There is no evidence to support the rumors that she knew Diddy. But in the picture, they look like they know each other, or else she could be just a fan. Because I've got it on my post. She must have met him at one point because that picture looked like she known him. Hold on, let me find. Oh, let me see if I can find it. It looked like she knows him. So I don't know why she's trying to make it like she doesn't know him. She might. She looked like she met him before. I think. What's it? Professor Pancake said that how she knew him or something. They're saying it's not the janitor, but it looks like the janitor. So I don't know. But anyways, I just thought I'd read that little bit of it because like it just looks highly suspicious when people saying they don't know somebody when quite clearly the picture clearly shows that you are there. So you know, it is what it is. But anyways, I'm gonna get off. Thank you for Alexandra for coming through. That's just a little bit my fault. But the documentary do open your eyes to a lot of things. So that's what people need to look at. It kind of breaks down the thought that how like you just see what an asshole he is basically because he is an asshole. Let's see what a demon he is and everything else with it. So that's what I feel it highlights. It actually confirms a lot. But I would say, who else is going to be exposed after this? Who else is going to get into a trial after this? Because there's many of them who have a lot of secrets going on. Chris Brown, others. You know, what I mean, I don't even know half the names, but a lot of them have a lot of secrets going on, and a lot of them was in that freaknik madness. So some of them faces were shown and some have spoken out. Even the one that was with Cassie, he spoke about every single time Tupac's music will come on, Diddy will turn it off. That makes you an enemy, that kind of thing. So um, there is a lot. I will say people watch it and just watch it with an open mind. Obviously, it will change your mind and how it will confirm to you exactly who he is from the beginning, like because of his start to life. But even when though your start to life is rough, you don't continue it. Well, some people they need help, and he obviously needed help. He didn't break away from whatever. So yeah, but I would say to people, just give the Reckoning a watch. Is quite interesting to watch. So with that said, let me go and see what my teacher was. Um, I'll see you in the next one. And please comment underneath. Thank you, Alexander, for coming through. I don't understand why your wrench keep coming off. Maybe because you haven't been around a while. But anyway, with that said, I'll see you later. Take care. Bye.